Hello there. This is my response to Video Gamers RetroGamerVXs Pacman challenge. What you've got is I'm going to show you this thing. What you see here is 8-bit games website that launches an emulator. This is what I'm using. I'm using an 8-bit games website that launches the emulator with a game, and I've got basically my collection in this games website that puts everything on it. That allows me. I use this basically. I'm using this to launch my games. This is how I do it, so that it's nice and convenient for me. As you can see, I've put various titles of these great, fantastic games, like for example Snapper. This is my particular rendition of the Pacman challenge. I just want to show you that one, and this will launch Snapper in due full. Click Snapper. I can put this is actually from the original. This is the Acorn Electron cover box for the Snapper. It's not the BBC one, but it's the earlier version for no, it's a later version, because later on obviously they got into copyright reasons with the real people, and it shows the Lady Pacman. Later on they did it like this because they run into obviously copyright reasons. The original one, the one that I've actually got here, that I got from thegamearchive.com, is the original one, not the modified copyright one for the BBC. Later they changed it to this one. I've got the image of that one. I think that image there comes from the BBC itself. It's the BBC version of the game. So in due course, these are my guys that kind of back me up while I'm about to have an almighty 8-bit game session. So this now is the run of Snapper. Let's see if we get a bit more sound. Let's just see if we can. It's going to be a bit. Sorry about the sound. Maybe I'll sound it. Okay, here we go. As you can see, it's got some pretty nice 8-bit color graphics that really represent that type of game for what the era, as people from that age will know, the games used to look like that when they were originally at the time. I'm surprised I've still got a life left after just leaving it running, because these guys really quite hack you up. As you can see, they're not really friendly, are they? I mean, they do come after you a bit. These guys are not messing around, taking their time and looking at life in a contemplative kind of reflective way. They do come after you and try to do you in. Later on they get very, very hard indeed. And the 8-bit games are what this seems to represent more than anything. What the colour schemes are all basic colours, and they're all either red, yellow, or lost that one. Well, I have to try again. That was so crap. I'm sorry. That represent the colours of this kind of game. None of them are, apart from the Commodore 64. That was more subdued kind of colours. I'm not really good at Pacman, as you can probably see. I'm playing it with a keyboard because I don't like the joysticks. It's hard for me. Green, yellows, and blues. That are all. I don't believe it completely. Magenta is about as they're all primary. They're all primary colours: red, yellow, green, magenta, cyan, blue. And on this one, white, obviously, and black. And yet, the colours are great. You know, they still manage to. They have all that. You know, obviously, they're not realistic, they're not photographic colours, but somehow the quality. Like, look at that red there. You know, you can't beat that red. You don't see that in normal games. You get like photorealistic 3D images, but you don't get that fresh, vibrant red coming at your eyes. which is what these games really capture so well, and they've forgotten how to do it in modern games. I hope this is enjoyable. I'm not very good at Pacman. I don't even not get the second level yet. I don't know any other way apart from just try to avoid the monsters and get the pills. Well, another thing that's really important to realise is the computer that I'm on, this is an emulator of the BBC. The computer that I'm on has to run the game with graphics, with everything else, in 16K, because it only has 32K available as a whole, which means that, well, it's 32K, and the graphics, which are quite colourful, take 16K of the computer's RAM. So the computer has only 16K after it has allocated this juicy, very juicy, expensive graphics mode for it to the game, which you know basically leaves 16K for the game and the graphics to put an arcade quality game in, and they've done it. They've done a very good copy of the real arcade Pacman, which I remember when I was a little kid playing on computer in the science room, in the I think it was the science room, yeah, in the science lab. They had a BBC there, and my friends used to sneak a go on the Pacman when the teachers went to lunch, and that's when we were playing. That's when basically I remember playing this game. Although this wasn't, that was the Mrs. Pacman. This is the earlier one that was the copy of the real copy of the Pacman. I think I've done one level, so I'll tell you that. This is BBM, written by a guy called Phil, Jeff. I can't remember, Jeff or Phil. Sorry if I get the name wrong, mate. But you can search it on Google anyway. It's called BBM, all one word. BBM. You can download it for Windows XP and use it to your heart's desire. And you can get games from thegamearchive.com that will run on it. There's many others. Thegamearchive.com seems to have the ones that work properly. You can do video recordings from it. You can save sessions from this emulator, so you can come back later on and put, you know, whatever your game, your mid-progress game, and obviously, yeah, like general emulators do, save images of discs, get images of discs that behave as if they were disc images from the original floppy disk, and they even sound like it when they're loading. So the emulator makes sounds of the computer loading the game while you're waiting for it. I haven't got around to doing a tape one yet, but because it takes quite a long time on the BBC. Anyway, I hope that was pleasant, and that's my response to the video RetroGamerVXs Pacman challenge. Thank you very much.